but it's really just been more of a marketing strategy. And we do have it available online, and you can buy it and get it. I love rolling up wherever and just seeing someone rocking a Three Bros shirt or hat. And people that don't even know, they don't know that I'm even with the brand. And I just see them and I just throw them double shakas, and I'm like, it's really cool. Yeah, no, it's been good. It's always helpful, I think, to develop stuff that people wear continuously.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today on Raising Cannabis Capital, we have a full house. Tyler Smith, Russ Smith, and Bill Shevlin from Three Bros are all here. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us,
Dan. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Well, I'm psyched to finally have you on the show because Three Bros is legitimately an authentic cannabis brand. Starting with you guys to where you're located to how you're building your company. It's like Three Bros is straight out of Central Casting. I mean, this is a legitimate company. Tyler, what inspired three guys or Three Bros that grew up surfing in Santa Cruz to start a cannabis brand?
I mean, I think that what inspired us was the fact that we enjoyed the process of growing and selling weed, I guess. Being ex-pro surf dudes, we were a part of some companies, and we got to see these companies build from the ground up. And so, like, we kind of had that, like, kind of branding and marketing stuff instilled. And I feel like we were able to spin that into our own brand. And I think what inspired us was that it was just, we wanted to have our own businesses and, work together and stay in cannabis, really.
It's cool because it's like you said, it's you and your brother, right? And another friend. All grew up doing this, and, just like a natural progression. Like, this is your community. This is your deal. And to now make it into a business, I think it's so cool. And I've been spending the last few days watching your videos on your YouTube channel, and they are really cleverly produced and super funny. You have a cool video about the cultivation facility. Russ, can you tell us about your cultivation facility? Wow. Russ, you're the chief marketing officer, right? And I got to say, kudos on your logo and your product packaging. I mean, it's tight.
So
the whole
we just had a big
design
empty warehouse
of everything you're doing is really consistent
We
with
just
the brand.
started it room by room, really, and that's how we paid for the next room, was the previous harvest for the room before. I mean, basically, me and Mark and Tyler just slammed in a little tent, just put plants in, and then put ourselves under the gun.
So when you start a company and you're Three Bros, and you start with a tiny little bedroom in the corner, and then you grow weed, put it in a pound, sell the pound, get the money. So that's what we were to start,
Put the plants
With that said, all Three Bros have worn a lot of hats over the years, and we continue to do so, and we're trying to dial that in.
You flip that room.
And bringing Bill in, who's actually like a real CEO. We joke that he's the CEO and I'm the CEO. That's kind of the reality of where we're at. We've just been slugging it out every day. Sorry, I'm losing my.
We're talking about doing everything all at once.
Yeah.
Tell us about the dispensary.
So with the dispensary, it was a good friend of ours, EP's tile shop for a number of years.
I think
right
Tyler
right on the west side. It was an industrial zone, but all of a sudden, coffee shops and wineries and restaurants, everything started to kind of build up around us and becoming more of the hot spot for the west side.
So I would put that
Kyle
on
shop was still right there in the middle, grinding it out. And we always joked that this would be a great spot for a dispensary. And so when the time came and the city said, hey, we're opening this up and here's the areas where you can do it, and they put out their map, and there was this tiny sliver of industrial space on the west side. It was literally one city block, and we were right in it,
Oh, so man, it worked out great.
It was great. So we went down and applied. We put together a beautiful application, and we made sure that we had everything super dialed.
Man.
And we got awarded the license, and that was definitely really amazing for us. The shop's doing really well, and it has been a lot of work, but we're super fortunate to have one and be deemed essential at this time, and still opening and able to get people what they need.
Oh, I know. I saw the video about it, and it's just like, I mean, it's a really cool location. Again, it's tight to the brand. It looks like the brand, like I would expect your brand dispensary to look. And I keep coming back to, it's like the sum of all the Three Bros parts is really what makes it such an authentic brand. And your apparel line, this kind of caught me off guard. Your apparel line really completes that brand. Because I wouldn't immediately think of an apparel brand as an integral part of a cannabis business branding strategy. Do you feel like it's really helped build a Three Bros brand?
I mean, I think anytime you can get a T-shirt on somebody and it's got the right logo and the brand, and they're out there walking around and people see that, the more T-shirts and hats and this and that are out there and they're cool and people like the brand, it's just more visibility for it. At some point, hopefully we'll get to the point where we actually make money selling it, but it's really just been more of a marketing strategy. And we do have it available online and you can buy it. And I love rolling up wherever and just seeing someone rocking a Three Bros shirt or hat.
That's kind of
people that they don't know that I'm even with the brand, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I just see them and I just throw them double shakas and I'm like,
yeah, that's really cool.
It's really cool.
I want to take a short break to play you a preview of our next episode and to thank our sponsors.
We basically create all of our pre-rolls and then we hand apply anywhere from a 0.2 to a 0.3 of rosin to the outside of our pre-roll. And the reason we did this is infusing the inside actually creates a very harsh hit. So you have to really understand what strain of rosin you're using to use it on the inside and the amount that you can actually infuse the inside.
Tune in on Thursday to hear another episode of Cannabis and Corona with Matt Trout from Classic. And now let's get back to today's show. Bill, your brain must be exploding just listening to all this stuff. How are you going to fund this?
We've looked at the market, and one of the things that I think everybody's seen in the market is tens of millions or hundreds of millions, or in the Canadian case, billions of dollars coming in, building large facilities that are super hard to bring online and super hard to scale and get everything to market. Well, we have a proven system that's profitable that shows we can go in there, put a 10 to 15,000 square foot operation, completely integrated, and show how to run it profitably from day one and have a brand that's already known in the market and a system in place. And so that's kind of our plan, is to create that cookie cutter type opportunity that really creates a high quality, high end product and gets it out into the general public in a scalable manner, where you don't have to put in $50 million into a facility and build a 100,000 square foot cultivation, $20 million lab. You can do it much more affordably and be profitable 6 months in or 3 months in, depending upon how you scale.
Man, you're building a national brand strategy. It's a pretty cool idea. Will you be raising money to help with all the things you have on your plate?
Yes, we have taken some private investor money on our dispensary microbiz site. And so we've built a model to be able to duplicate that. And we've actually been talking to a few people about investing. But we've also been hit up by groups in other states that are in the process of licensing or trying to license. And they're looking for brand partners or operators that know how to cultivate or manufacture. And so we are raising capital in that market, but we're trying to find the right investors and the right opportunities into each market. It's really more about building the brand, doing it profitably, and doing it with partners that we want to work with and have fun with, as opposed to, trying to make $100 million in cash out and screw the industry.
I think that's all ties into with the entire movement.
Coming from the surf background and the surf community, especially here in Santa Cruz, sustainability really is first and foremost. And we do it in a way where we can still make money, but we're not doing it in a way where we make money by putting others or the planet at risk, so to speak.
Yeah. I'll keep all your information. Will be available to our listeners in the show notes, and it'll also be available at MJBulls.com. And you know what we should probably do is have you guys back on, and we can do a show on things that you're doing to enhance your sustainability and setting an example for the entire industry. I think we could build a whole show on that. Guys, I wish we had more time for this show, though, but we got to wrap things up. So thanks for being on the show.
We appreciate it.
I'm going to keep my eyes out for some Three Bros sweatshirts in Colorado.
Oh, for sure.
I'll send you a picture when I see it.
And also with Bill here, he works in the sustainable energy industry. Because to be honest, growing cannabis it takes a lot of energy. So how do we get off the grid, so to speak? And we're heading in that direction with Bill and what he's, the Mavericks renewable energy that he's been doing. So
I think that's all ties into with the entire movement.
Coming from the surf background and the surf community, especially here in Santa Cruz, sustainability really is first and foremost. And we do it in a way where we can still make money, but we're not doing it in a way where we make money by putting others or the planet at risk, so to speak.
Yeah. I'll keep all your information. Will be available to our listeners in the show notes, and it'll also be available at MJBulls.com. And you know what we should probably do is have you guys back on, and we can do a show on things that you're doing to enhance your sustainability and setting an example for the entire industry. I think we could build a whole show on that. Guys, I wish we had more time for this show, though, but we got to wrap things up. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
I'm going to keep my eyes out for some Three Bros sweatshirts in Colorado.
Oh, for sure.
Send the address.
I'll send you a picture when I see it.
Excellent. Thanks so much.